Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have a founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician.
Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Ruth Ellen Sanchez and I'm going to be hosting Daily with Doc and Becca today. So let's go ahead and let everyone in the Zoom room. I want to thank you all for joining us. And this program is sponsored by dailywithdoc.com. And if anybody referred you to this program, please make sure to get back with them as they are your main point of contact. Also, we have a really great guest today, Sheri Browning, and looking forward to everything she has to share. Also, this program is not meant to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any diseases. It is for educational purposes only. And now we can get going. So thank you for joining us, as I said, and Sheri is here with us, and she is going to continue her series on tinctures and herbs. And Sheri is a certified holistic health coach, also a integrative nutritional health coach, certified holistic health coach, and a clinical nutritional herbalist. She is the mother of, I believe, 8 children, and she has several grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And I'm going to go ahead and bring Sheri up with me so that she can tell you about herself as well. So there we go. So Sheri, how are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much.
I'm really glad that you are here. And so why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, things that I missed, or?
Well, I'm old, but with that age comes a lot of experience and a little bit of wisdom, and I'm grateful for that. I got into health some time ago because it's always interested me. I got into it as far as going to more of a formal education in it when my husband became ill, and that was mostly to help him. And I'm really grateful for the knowledge that I gained from it. The more I studied, the more I wanted to learn. And the more I learned, the more I wanted to keep studying. So you can never get enough, as far as I'm concerned. You'll never know it all. But what interests you at the time is really important, I think, for you to learn, because it's just your body's way of saying you need to know this. That's my opinion. I have studied herbs at great length, and I do love them. I do not know everything. There's still so much to learn. I studied under some wonderful mentors, and as a matter of fact, the main herbalist mentor I studied under was Dr. Patrick Jones. I absolutely adore him. He reminds me of Dr. Wallach in the fact that he's a veterinarian. He's a naturopath, so he works with animals and people. And he's a master herbalist, so he's wonderful to learn from. He was my mentor and still is. I have 14 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren. I love being with them. I want to speak a little bit about, for my age group, there are a lot of us out there now. We want to feel good as we age. We don't want to be full of pain or unable to walk or unable to enjoy being with our grandchildren or family members. We want to feel good. And so that's one of the reasons why I continue to apply what I learn in my own life and teach it to others, because it's so important. And people are searching. When they find out what I do, they're always wanting to know, well, what do I do for this and what do I do for that? And I always tell them, since I have met Dr. Wallach, and I'm so grateful that I have learned about longevity, start with the nutrition. You have to be well nutrified. That's where you begin. Herbs were wonderful and they're very helpful, but it's the nutrition that really sets the tone and the base for your body. And then from that, you add the herbs as needed. Is that enough, Ruth Ellen?
Yes, it was beautiful. And I totally agree with you. And speaking of Dr. Wallach, it was Dr. Wallach's birthday 2 days ago. So we want to wish Dr. Joel Wallach a very, very happy birthday. And we wish him many, many more. And we love and adore him. I know I do. He changed my life. And I know he's helped lots of people that, millions of people probably. So yes. But yeah, that was beautiful, Sheri. Thank you for sharing that. And, I think that's why we're all here too. What you've said at the end of that is that we all want to help other people feel good and be happy and healthy. So thank you so much for that. And I'm going to go ahead and let you start your presentation and talk about, I think we left off at oregano, was it?
We're going to start with oregano.
Yes.
And I do have a picture that we can look at as we talk about it, in case, I'm sure you all know what it looks like. But if you want to go ahead and bring that slide of oregano up, that would be very helpful.
Just give me 1 second to get to that.
Take your time.
Screen. We're going to try this. All right. Here we go.
Okay, there's oregano. It doesn't matter. It's a wonderful, that's parsley.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No problem. I'm glad I recognized it was.
I'm sorry.
There you go. There's oregano. All right. So this can be a real game changer in your life. So you love it. You know it. You sprinkle it on your pizza. But beyond its delicious taste, oregano is a true medicinal plant. It's part of one of the most incredible plant families on the planet, and it's part of the mint family. The mint family are like Avengers of the plant world. More than half, listen to that, more than half of the top 10 most important medicinal herbs.
I realized I was showing and not you. So I'm just going to do it the old fashioned way that I've done it a bunch of times. So there we go.
Got it?
There you go.
All right, there we go.
I don't need to be on screen.
Thank you. Okay, so the oregano belongs to the mint family, as I said, and more than half of the top 10 most important medicinal herbs on earth comes from this very family. When we talk about oregano's healing powers, we're usually using its aerial parts. Aerial just means, that's a fancy talk for anything that grows above the ground. Oregano is used for respiratory health. I want you to imagine a tiny invisible broom sweeping your lungs clean. That's oregano for your respiratory health. It's an expectorant, meaning it helps you cough up and clear out all that annoying mucus, gunk, and fluid from your lungs. And it's antispasmodic. We kind of touched on what an antispasmodic was last time, which it helps to relax the smooth muscles like those in your airway. It's great for asthma sufferers, bronchitis, and because it's antimicrobial, it's like a tiny warrior helping to kick out the bacteria and viruses that are trying to make you sick. And just like its minty cousins, oregano is a true champion for happy tummies. Just think about that. It has a soothing and calming effect on your entire digestive system. This is fantastic for common stomach issues like stomach aches, colic, gas pains, indigestion, and even diarrhea. And here's a benefit of oregano that you may not even know that is fantastic. It has a powerful compound called ursolic acid that actively protects and helps heal your liver cells. So it's fantastic for your liver as well. It also helps your liver's natural detox processes, pushing out harmful stuff more efficiently. And so oregano has what we call diaphoretic effect. We talked about that last time. This may sound complicated, but it simply means it helps your body to do what it's naturally designed to do during a fever rather than trying to stop it. Okay, you can take off oregano for a minute. We're going to talk about what a fever does. I think this is important for people to understand because fever is your friend. I tell people I teach all the time, fever is your friend. We have this fever phobia today that did not used to exist when I had young children. Here's how it helps. Here's why a fever is good for you. Most bad guys, like bacteria and viruses, have a specific temperature they love to grow at. And when your body turns up the heat, it makes the environment uncomfortable for them, slowing down their ability to multiply and spread. It is a natural defense your body uses to help you get well. Your immune cells, your body's defenders, actually work better at slightly higher temperatures. Fever gives them a boost, making them more active and efficient at finding and destroying those unwelcome germs. This higher temperature also speeds up your body's overall metabolism, which means your immune system can react faster to get to work healing you more quickly. So don't take something to lower the fever. Take something to help the fever, and this is how it does it. By promoting healthy sweating, oregano helps your body complete this natural fever cycle more efficiently without getting in the way of your body's brilliant defenses. We need to learn to work with our bodies. Imagine a hot cup of oregano tea while you're bundled up in a cozy blanket. It can really get you sweating, and that helps resolve your fever faster. It's like helping your body push the reset button. So if you want to make some oregano tea, this is what I would do. You add 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, add a cup of boiling water, and let it steep for about 5 minutes. If you can use the fresh oregano as well, and you'd use about 3 to 5 sprigs of the fresh plant. And you just let it steep. And then you just drink it. You just strain it and drink it. I love oregano. Keep it. And most people have it in their not medicine, in their pantries. So keep it on hand just in case you ever need it for a time when you have a fever or you're just not feeling well, or you have a tummy ache. Oregano is also a broad spectrum killer, meaning it tackles a wide range of microbes, bacteria, viruses, fungal infections. Whether you apply it topically or whether you take it internally, it helps so much. It's also an antispasmodic. That means it helps to relax the muscles, including those in the uterus. We talked about that last time. There was another herb that does that. Well, so does oregano. It helps to relax the uterus. That helps to alleviate menstrual cramping. For some, it might even help increase menstrual flow for a shorter time, which can reduce those associated headaches and water retention. Just having a shorter menstrual cycle would be nice, wouldn't it? And speaking of headaches, oregano can also be very effective for general headaches, and for some people, even some migraines. So, from helping you breathe easier, soothing your tummy, to protecting your liver, and fighting off infections, oregano truly is a kitchen hero. with mighty medicinal powers. So keep some in your spice rack, in your pantry. Have it on hand when you need it. Instead of reaching for that Tylenol or some other fever-lowering medication, try oregano. It'll help the body do what it was designed to do. All right. Any questions on that so far? If not, we'll move forward.
I do not have any questions at the moment.
Okay. I hope you'll have it on hand. Oregano's fantastic, and it's easy to grow. If you want to grow your own, have it fresh, grow your own. It's wonderful. All right, now, if you would like to bring up our parsley, we'll talk about parsley.
Hi.
It's more than a garnish, I can tell you that. So much more. And we don't even know it. Half the time, we don't even know it.
Oh.
It's all right.
Okay.
It's okay.
I hit the wrong button. I meant to click that and then do that. Sorry, I was just
Not a problem. There's our parsley. And it doesn't matter whether you use the curly parsley or the flat leaf parsley, doesn't matter. Parsley is parsley as far as medicine is concerned. So it's more, but before I talk about parsley, it's more than a garnish. I need to give a little bit of a important note for you to consider. If you're a nursing mother, you'll want to avoid parsley in medicinal doses because it can actually dry up breast milk. Now, if you're weaning and you want help there, you can use parsley for that purpose. It's more effective if you combine it with sage for best results. These warnings apply to medicinal doses, not the little bit you add to a dish for flavor. So don't worry about your spaghetti sauce or anything like that. If you happen to be a nursing mother, that's fine. We're talking about medicinal doses. So what does parsley do? This might surprise you, but parsley is considered highly effective for stomach aches and indigestion. It's been used historically as a fantastic digestive aid. Parsley is also a diuretic. It's what does that mean? People probably wonder. Well, it basically encourages your kidneys to release more water, which then increases your urine output. This has a ton of benefits when needed. It's brilliant for flushing out your urinary tract, making it effective for bladder infections or kidney infections. Parsley can ease arthritis and gout pain. It helps your body get rid of waste and toxins that build up in the joints, which can reduce inflammation and pain. It's traditionally used, it has been traditionally used to prevent kidney stones because it helps flush them out and can stop certain crystals from forming. But you don't want to do it constantly because think about it. If you are using a diuretic, your body's letting go of a lot of fluid. You're also losing minerals. So I would only use it when needed, not all the time. But the next time you see parsley, don't think of it as a green topping. Think of it as a potent ally for your digestion and a serious help for your urinary and joint health. On occasion, when you need it, use it. All right, let's talk about peppermint. Let's bring up peppermint for a minute. There's peppermint. All right. Now, if you know, I know, when you plant mints in your garden, they will take over. So you want to put it in a separate pot so it can grow all by itself. Otherwise, it just takes over the garden. But peppermint is a proud member of the mint family, as we've learned. It's packed with medicinal power. Its healing properties are mostly found in its aerial part, the part that grows above the ground. The leaves, the stems, and the flowers can all be used. The true secret sauce in peppermint comes from its essential volatile oils, particularly menthol. Now, there's a debate among all those who work with plants whether it should be cold infused or hot infused. That means a cold tea or a hot tea. Cold brewing peppermint, some say, is best. And if you want the stronger flavor for menthol, then you would cold brew because it is going to be a stronger flavor because hot water can make them evaporate. This, just toss some dried or fresh peppermint in a jar, cover it with cold water, and let it sit overnight. But hot brewing, in my opinion, works well too. While some volatile oils will evaporate, hot water effectively extracts other beneficial compounds, making it excellent for soothing digestion because it relaxes stomach muscles, reducing bloating and gas. Relieves congestion. The steam of menthol can actually open the airways, and it's a good headache relief. The warmth and aroma can actually ease a tension headache. And it just is a warm cup, just as comforting for general relaxation. So if I'm going to make peppermint tea, I would use a handful of fresh peppermint leaves or 2 teaspoons of the dried leaves, 2 cups of hot water. You can go cold if you really want. And I would cover it with boiling water and let it steep for 5 to 10 minutes. And then I'd add some honey at desired taste if you want to sweeten it a little bit. It can also be used as a tincture. Now that's an alcohol extract. It's a great choice because it does a good job of preserving those essential oils. And if you can handle the strong taste, and go ahead and we'll go without the picture for a minute now, Ruth Ellen. If you can handle the strong taste, you can even mix the powdered herbs straight with water and just chug it down. That was something that I learned in my classes. Dr. Jones would say, you don't need doing anything fancy with herbs. You don't need to make concoctions. You don't need to make teas. You don't need to make tinctures. Take the herb in the powder form, put a little liquid and drink it. Your body knows what to do with it. And I find that to be very true. Most people don't want to because they don't like the taste, but put it in something. Your body will know what to do with it. The important thing is to get it inside. So peppermint is wonderful. Peppermint is wonderful. It's a superstar when it comes to keeping your digestive system happy. I think we've all at some time used some sort of peppermint for our stomachs. As Susan calls the gut lining, it relaxes nerves in the digestive tract, which helps the pain go away. It cuts down on cramps and spasms in the digestive tract. That helps as well. This makes it super helpful for colic, general belly aches, and indigestion. It even increases bile flow, which is fantastic for helping you digest fats better. It's also known to actually promote the healing of stomach ulcers. Basically, for overall gut health, peppermint is a true champion. But it goes far beyond that. Peppermint wears many hats. It's a wonderful herb. It's good for if you're feeling under the weather, you feel like something's coming on, have some peppermint. It stimulates your immune system. Its antimicrobial properties are great for fighting off infections. It's a fever helper, just like before when we talked about oregano. It has a diaphoretic effect also, meaning it helps you sweat, which is really helpful when you have a fever. It offers great respiratory relief for colds, flus, asthma, and bronchitis, often acting as a decongestant. And here's a big one. It has antiviral properties. Antiviral properties. It's effective against viruses like the herpes, Newcastle's disease, and West Nile. This means it actually directly kills viruses, not just through boosting your own immune system. This is super important because there aren't many pharmaceutical options for viruses. So keep peppermint on hand, grow it. It's a wonderful herb. If you suffer from headaches, peppermint can be a real lifesaver, helping to alleviate the headaches, including even some migraines. Peppermint is more, though, than a refreshing taste. It's a strong natural aid for digestion, immunity, and headache relief. Keep it on hand. You'll be glad you did. When you wake up or you have during the day, you start suffering from a headache, there you go. For all those other things as well. All right, we've explored some incredible herbs from the mint family, but now let's turn our attention to a vibrant golden spice that's been gaining massive popularity for good reason, and that's turmeric. So if you want to bring that up for us, Ruth Ellen. There it is, in its golden color. While most of us call it a root, botanically speaking, it's actually a rhizome. So what's a rhizome? Well, a rhizome is an underground stem that grows sideways and can sprout new plants. Think of it as an underground branch. A root is the part that usually grows down, anchors the plant, and absorbs water and food. You think of that as the plant's drinking straw and anchor. So the rhizome is the correct meaning for it, but they're two different things. Turmeric's bright yellow color is a big hint how it helps your body. This idea is called the law of signatures, and it suggests that a plant's look can tell us about its uses. Since ancient times, people have thought that yellow plants are good for the liver. This makes perfect sense because the liver makes yellow bile, which helps you digest food. Turmeric is a rock star when it comes to supporting your liver. It's highly beneficial for conditions like jaundice, hepatitis, fatty liver, and for general liver cleanses. How does it work? Well, here's how it works. It stimulates bile flow, which is super important for helping your liver detox and digest fats. That same action of stimulating bile flow also significantly improves overall digestion. Increased bile production means better breakdown and absorption of all those good nutrients from your food. So if you're feeling sluggish after a meal, turmeric might be your secret weapon. Go have some turmeric. Now, this is perhaps turmeric's most famous superpower. It has exceptional anti-inflammatory properties. It's incredibly effective for widespread inflammation throughout your entire body. That's why it's so commonly used for things like arthritis and joint pain. It helps cool down the internal fires that cause discomfort. You can take the picture away now, Ruth Ellen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now here's a crucial tip. To make sure you're getting the most out of your turmeric, turmeric should be paired with pepper. And here's why. Turmeric's amazing, but your body is particularly your liver, tries to get rid of it really quickly. It basically sees turmeric as a foreign substance and rushes to send it to your intestines for excretion. This means very little of that good turmeric actually gets absorbed in your bloodstream and tissues. The solution is black pepper. Black pepper is an absolute game changer for turmeric absorption. These two work together synergistically. And how does black pepper work? Well, black pepper can significantly increase turmeric absorption. We're talking about a huge amount. I mean, a dramatic boost in absorption. What happens is your liver enzymes actually prefer to interact with a compound known in black pepper as pepperine. So while your liver enzymes are busy with black pepper, the turmeric gets a chance to bypass the liver and get absorbed into your body, into your joints, your blood, etc., where it can really do its beneficial work. So the golden rule is always take black pepper with your turmeric. Fresh is best. Freshly ground black pepper. Whole peppercorns are very stable, but once black pepper is ground, its beneficial compounds are highly susceptible to oxidation and breakdown, which reduces its effectiveness. So make sure to grind it just before you consume it and with the turmeric. I love starting most of my mornings with a warm cup of my favorite turmeric drink, and this is how I make it. It's simple, delicious, and it's incredibly beneficial. You use about a half a teaspoon of powdered turmeric, and I buy it powdered, the juice from half a lemon, a tiny pinch of fresh ground black pepper, remember, fresh is best, and 1 to 2 tablespoons of coconut milk, just to add the creaminess. You don't always have to use coconut milk. I do to add the creaminess. And sometimes if I feel like it, I'll even add 1 to 2 teaspoons of Beyond Tangy tangerine powder for extra benefits. Now, this is so soothing and so good. And warm drinks are great for stimulating your bowels in the morning, which helps to keep you regular. There's another drink that I make in the evenings of a wintry day, and that's a turmeric ginger honey tea. This is when you're going to pair ginger and turmeric together. So you start with 1 cup of water. You take 1 inch of fresh turmeric root, you peel it, you slice it thinly, about one you don't, in the world of herbs, when you're dealing with all this stuff, unless you're making specific tinctures for medicinal purposes, you really just put it together. You don't have to measure every little thing. It's just not necessary. You take about 1 inch of the turmeric root, you peel it, you thinly slice it as well. You add it into a pot, a saucepan with the water, and you put in the fresh ground black pepper. Remember, they go together. And then you bring the mixture to a gentle simmer. Reduce the heat to low and just let it simmer gently for about 5 to 10 minutes. The longer you let it go, the stronger the flavors are going to be. You strain it, then sweeten it with a little honey and enjoy. It's so refreshing at night. Just a wonderful meal. I mean, a wonderful drink. So, your kitchen is a powerhouse of natural healing. I hope you remember that. Isn't it amazing, though, that incredible healing power is hiding right there in your kitchen? Please, from the humble oregano to the mighty turmeric, these spices and herbs aren't just for flavor. For thousands of years, they were used medicinally. They're allies for your health, offering benefits for everything from digestion and immunity to inflammation and liver support. I encourage you, experiment, explore, and discover how the magic of herbs and spices can enhance your health journey when you need it for acute situations that come up, better than running to the drugstore and picking off things off the shelf when you have a drugstore right in your home. And that's kind of it right now, Ruth Ellen. If we have any questions or any thoughts from anybody, I'm happy to move forward with that.
That was great, Sheri. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
When you said that they thought that the turmeric was for the liver based on its color,
Yeah,
I thought that's amazing, because how many times do you drive past somebody's house and their yard is full of dandelions, and then you find out that that person has liver issues, and God is putting what they need right there, right in front of
that's
them.
right.
I think that's amazing. And Hattie has her hand up, so let's ask Hattie to unmute.
Good. All these buttons. Hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Hattie.
This was really good. Thank you. I just I have a question, but then when you were talking about the bile, and for some reason I thought the bile was a dark color. So
It's actually, yeah. If you look at bile, it'll have a yellow color to it. Yeah, it's really a yellowish color. It can get darker brown if it mixes with something else in the body before you excrete it. But if it's bile itself will be a yellow color.
So I apologize that I missed your presentation around oregano, and I'm interested in oregano, particularly because I'm told that it's very good for like funguses.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
people that's
Oh,
got toe
yes.
funguses or whatever they got it and
That's
whatever.
right.
So I can go back and listen to your thing, but if you would just share some more with me, I would appreciate it.
Well, I'd be happy to, Hattie. So you can just take the leaf, break up the leaf, and rub it right on. You don't have to do anything special. There is an oregano oil, essential oil, that would probably be good for that. Taking it internally, I'd have to look that up to see what it would be. But I'd make an oregano tea. Don't overcomplicate life. We tend to do that, don't we? We all tend to do that. So just make some sort of, you take that leaf and rub it all over that fungus that you have, break it apart and rub it on. And you can take it as an internal tea to help with as well. Just make it simple. There are probably more ideas online to pull up because everybody has an idea on how they've used it. I like to hear what people say who have used it successfully. I haven't had to use it for a fungus yet, but I just know it can help those who want it. Thanks, Hattie. I appreciate your question.
I'm not sure that she was done. Hattie, were you done with your question?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Just checking. Thank you, Hattie. And AJ.
Hey, Sheri, fantastic job as usual.
Thank you.
So just a couple of things on oregano. Becca mentions that oregano oil is very hot. She does
Yes.
not recommend taking it internally.
I totally agree. And I haven't really studied a lot of the essential oils because when you extract the oils from a plant, it's very, very concentrated. When you're using the whole plant, you aren't getting that huge amount of oil at one time. That's why I like dealing with the whole plant because then it's been safely compounded by God to be just the right of everything. You aren't getting a huge amount of the essential oil. But if you're using the essential oil, you really do need to be careful. It's a very hot oil. You have to put it with a carrier. I haven't used the essential oils that much, I usually just use the whole plant.
I think I got oregano over here somewhere.
You probably do. A lot of people have it.
Because Longevity has these fabulous essential oils, and one of them
They
I have.
do.
No, I got oregano here somewhere. Anyway, but
Yeah.
one contradiction from what you two are saying, it goes with a question that came in from a woman named Marilyn. She asked, and I know you can't really address this because we're not doctors. She had asked what herb you could use to get rid of the
Thing we're not supposed to talk about.
thing that we're not supposed to talk about.
Oh,
And so she was wondering, but I can remember a few years back when the thing we're not supposed to talk about was kind of active. There was a guy on Coast to Coast named Major Ed Dames. And before anything came out, I mean, prior to it being a big thing, so this might have been like February of that year, he said, take a couple of drops of oregano oil and put it in a gallon of water and drink it over the course of a week. And that would help your body to knock out different things. What do you think about that sort of?
I think that's probably very doable because you're diluting it down a lot. That should be fine, in my opinion.
Right. What other herbs might be supportive of our immune system?
Oh my goodness. Just almost everything you take supports the immune system in some way. I think everything I shared today is an immune system booster. So almost every herb supports the immune system. I think it's made that way on purpose because we need that support when we're ill or when we're just not doing well. And most of what I'm talking about is for something you can do for acute moments when your body just needs help, needs a hand, and it needs it right now. So you don't run to the store and buy all this stuff off the shelf. You've got it sitting in your kitchen. So these are for acute situations. Chronic, you'd probably do it differently. That's when I do the tinctures and the good herbs and this stuff. This is just for those acute situations when you just need a little help.
Well, Becca's saying she still wouldn't drink the oregano oil.
Okay. It's a matter of opinion. You're going to find herbalists disagree about so many things.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yes, I would shake that bottle every time before drinking it just to make sure that the little droplets. But yeah, oregano oil can be extremely hot and can cause harm. And just
and you're right, shake it because those little droplets of oil.
On YouTube is asking, what are the best herbs to help eyesight? And he also said, by the way, said that he said, so beautiful. Every plant is part of God's love for us and is presented by an angel. I guess he's talking.
Oh, thank you, Harry. That is so sweet. And I totally agree with you. This is God's pharmacy. Now, eye health, I'm going to write that down. I'm going to do a specific one on eye health next time. I don't want to not do it justice, but there are herbs that we can take that do help with our eyesight. And you can even use them in little eye cups to bathe the eye in. So, Ruth Ellen, do not let me forget. That needs to be part of our next program. Is that okay, Harry? If you just wait so I can get to you straight.
I will put it in the calendar. And Albert has a question.
Hi there, Sheri.
Hi, Albert.
Thanks for all the interesting info that you're giving us. But what I'd like to find out is when you mentioned, or we say oregano, when you mention that as a liver detox, is it a light detox that it does on the liver, or does it remove things like heavy metals as well from the body? You know, the unwanted,
the body does,
really unwanted.
That's a really, really good question. The body does the healing. The plants just go in there and tell the body, You know, it doesn't tell the body what to do, but it gives the body the aid it needs to do what it's supposed to do. So it may remove heavy metals. I don't know. Some people probably say it did for them, and other people say it didn't make a difference. That's a really, really good question. This is the beauty about God's pharmacy. It seems to do different things for different people. The same plant can do different things for different people. I love that. So it could possibly, I would think so.
Okay. And can you overdose to an extent, if that's the right question or not? Can you overdo it in a bit? And if you do overdo it, are you just going to feel a bit off for a while?
Yeah, you'll probably get diarrhea. You know,
Yeah.
if you you probably get
That's
diarrhea, the body's just trying to flush
a
it
good
out and get rid of
detox.
it. Yeah, it may make you queasy at your stomach. That's probably about the worst that's going to happen. Now there are some. Now we're just talking about spices in your spice drawer. We're not talking about some hard-hitting herbs. Those are a different story. So
Okay.
these that are in your spice drawer that are have been used medicinally for ever and ever and ever, I wouldn't worry about it. You can only drink so much tea. You can only take so much in before you just don't want anymore. So I don't worry about, I would worry about overdosing on some really heavy hitting herbs, but that's more for medicinal use. And it's usually done by, yeah, that one, those are different. These are simple spices in your spice drawer. So I wouldn't worry about those.
Very great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You,
Thanks for
Albert.
asking.
Thank you so much. All right.
Pleasure.
It's amazing. I think it's just amazing what God has put on this planet. And, you know, lavender can help you sleep. It can help your skin. It can help this. It can help that. And you know, there are so many different things. And one of my favorite, well, it's not like something I would drink all the time, but it's like my favorite, like, I'm going to do this because it tastes good and this place has it. I love like lavender flavored espresso drinks or cappuccinos or tea. And trying to think of one we talked about, but you know, mint tea is great when you don't feel good. And I just really look forward to more of what you have to say about different things. And AJ seems to be bringing in questions, and I'm sorry, we're having a
Okay. And while you talk about lavender, I just want to mention one thing. I make, on occasion, I make a lavender flavored kombucha. So,
Ooh.
I mean, the uses of God's stuff is just endless. All right, AJ, what is it? What can we do?
You know, you must be a mind reader because I was just going to ask you what types of herbs you might include in your kombucha.
Oh my goodness. Almost all the herbs we've talked about so far are perfect. They'll infuse into that kombucha, make it more of a medicinal drink than one that's, and it'll still have the probiotics in it, which is beautiful. Unless you use herbs that are really antimicrobial, antibacterial, they probably won't like the bacteria, the good probiotics in that drink probably won't like it very much. But you can still put it in there for medicinal uses. Just about everything we've talked about. Just wonderful.
I know,
Great flavor.
I know you like to use garlic a lot in
I
fermentation.
do.
So, garlic and ginger, is there some sort of is there some sort of combination of common kitchen stuff that you would use, like, you know, let's say your granddaughter or your son had a sniffle. Is there a common combination of things that you use to address that, or is it individual things that you use?
You probably start individually, do it simple. If you need more complex stuff, you can put it together. But we talked about ginger, that is wonderful. We talked about peppermint, that is wonderful for the sniffles, cold, flu, that's wonderful. Any of those. And you can, I'd make it in a form that that person would take. Some people don't like cold drinks. Some people don't like hot drinks. If I had, let's say I had somebody who does not like really cold drinks, I would infuse a warm drink for them. If I had somebody who doesn't like to drink hot drinks, I would infuse a cold drink for them, like in peppermint. I'd make a cold peppermint drink. And that's you just put the herb, especially the fresh, into a jar of cold water, and you just let it sit overnight, and it'll make that wonderful drink. It depends. It's very individual. And that's the beauty of it as well. Experiment. The best thing you can do is try stuff and see how it affects you. Listen to your body. It talks to you all the time. I had a class that I taught, and I said that listen to your body. It talks to you all the time. The next class or a couple classes later, one of the gentlemen in the class said to me, that time you said to us, listen to your body, it talks to you. He said, I thought, oh yeah, sure, that's just a bunch of malarkey. But he said, I started listening, and you're right. Our bodies talk to us all the time. It tells you what it needs. Just take the time to listen. So we all need to develop that ability to listen to our bodies. It has gotten to the point where I can walk in my herb room if I'm getting ready to make something, and something will just, I want to say jump out at me. That's probably the wrong term, but it's an energy. All plants have an energy. We are all energy beings. And that energy just kind of speaks to you when you're in there. It takes a while to develop that. But if you'll start listening, you'll find out what your body's calling to you for. Whenever I make my kombucha again and I'm getting the tea ready, sometimes I'll go in the herb room and just wonder what herb I want to add a tablespoon of that to that herbal tea. To that black tea. And it will tell me. It could be horsetail, or it could be, there's just so many different ones. And it just kind of speaks to me. So let your body talk to you and listen to it.
Okay, so for a beginner, what should we grow at home? What ones are like central ones that we might want to grow?
Oregano, basil, those are very simple to grow. I would grow marjoram. I would grow that one. It's a simple one to grow. If you have enough outdoor space, plant a rosemary tree, a bush. That's an easy one to grow. It just takes over and does its own thing. What are some ones you like, Ruth Ellen? Can you think of some that you like?
I love rosemary. I don't know if it would grow here because it is so good for your brain and everything. Yeah. Well, I think all the ones that you mentioned are good. And when I was with Rebecca the other day, and we were we were at my friend Anna's house, and we were going through the yard, and Anna's like, Rebecca's gonna move here soon. And Rebecca's like, I'm gonna weed whack that. And Rebecca would look it up, and she's like, no, leave it. I forget what they were. And then there was this flowering plant, and she looked that up because it just she's like, Anna's like, I don't even know where this came from. And it tastes like the little leaf tasted like lemon.
Lemon balm, probably lemon balm. I have that growing in my backyard too. It's wonderful.
Yeah. And
you can walk out there and just sample your garden.
Yeah. But look them up online. Sure, get a book. Yes.
I like to take my granddaughters out because I also grow a stevia plant. And I gave them pull a leaf off and let them try it. And they said, Mimi, it's so sweet. And I said, I know. And they love it. They love going around sampling the leaves in the garden because they're wonderful. They are wonderful. I just love, grow your garden, please. Even if it's a small little garden in your house, grow your little plants on a windowsill. And most of these plants are very, very hardy and stable. The mint family is very strong, very hardy, very stable. Any plant in the mint family,
yes,
you can grow.
And mint takes over, so you can grow it in big barrels, wooden barrels in the middle of the yard. We did that. Because otherwise,
there's a question. I see there's a question about what to do with the stevia plant. Well, some time ago, my husband was really trying to get a handle on his diabetes. I use stevia, monk fruit, and all those for sweeteners in different dishes. And so I grew the plant, dried it, powdered it, and used that because I noticed that every time I'd go to the store to get stevia, it had other stuff in it. It wasn't just stevia. And it was so processed that I really was very disappointed. and what was available. So I started doing
Yeah.
my own.
Yeah. Do you think it would grow in Pennsylvania, stevia?
Try it.
I'm gonna
You never
try
know.
it.
Yeah.
Try it. Definitely.
Yeah.
So Albert has another question. Thank you so much, Albert.
Good.
Anybody who's
Albert,
got a question, just
Mary Lou.
No problem.
Albert.
Sheri, I've got a plant growing here called lemon verbena.
Oh,
And
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and wanted to ask your comment on that. And it's a very easy growing bush. And if you take the leaves and you just rub them on your hands or on your body, it smells beautiful lemon smell. But does
That's
that, do you
wonderful.
know, does that have any other medicinal purposes?
That might be a good insect repellent. You know, it probably is
Oh,
a
yeah.
very good insect repellent. The fact that you rub it on your body, you break the leaves and rub it on, probably is an excellent insect repellent. I'd use it for that. I'd have to do a little bit more research on the verbena, but that's what I would, that's the first thing that popped in my mind when you said it had a really good lemony smell. That's a good smell to
Yeah,
keep insects
beautiful
away.
lemon smell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Enjoy that plant. Use it.
Can you make tea with it?
I would. I certainly would.
Okay.
And you can look it up online to see if there's a good recipe for that particular type of plant you have. But yeah, start there. If there are
That's
any
just
contradictions, it'll tell you. Pardon me?
sorry, I was going to ask is, you sparked a question now. Are there any recipe books for fermenting food and on herbs and things like that you've used that you would recommend that are quite good?
There are some, but you know, now you can get everything online. I wouldn't even bother buying the books. I would just go and look for fermenting food. There are a number of places that have even videos to watch of how to do it. There's just so much out there. I have a, a cupboard full of books that I never even open anymore. I just go and pull it up online because it's so simple and it's right there and it's so
Okay.
fast. So yeah, just go. Almost all of them are pretty much the same. There may be some variations. Try them. They're all good.
Good. Thanks, Sheri. Will do.
You're welcome.
thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Albert. And then Miss Becca Dukes, would you like to unmute yourself?
Yes, did I unmute myself? Yes, I did.
Yes.
Okay, I know the answer for lemon verbena.
Oh, good. We can all learn together.
Yes, it is edible. The leaves and the flowers. You can use it for garnishing dishes, both sweet or savory. It's got anti-inflammatory and antioxidant benefits. You can make a syrup. You can even take and chop it fine and put it into baked goods to get that little lemony taste. Lemon verbena is amazing, amazing, amazing. And it's great for digestive health, anxiety, and it helps promote sleep. So you can make it a tea before bedtime.
Excellent. I'm going to have to get me one of those plants. Lemon verbena. Thank you,
And
Becca.
mugwort. Ruth Ellen, it's mugwort is one of those plants that were in the yard. And then spearmint and peppermint, and there was a sweet mint.
Yes.
And also chamomile.
Yes. It was a little tiny yellow green ball, and she's like, it's chamomile.
Yes. Oh, I love chamomile. I have that in my herbs. Yeah.
You know, people
great.
cut it down. It's like it's a weed, and it's
I
there.
know. I know.
was
I
amazed.
cringe when I see my neighbor next door spraying Roundup on her, on the weeds in her yard. I just cringe. But so Hattie has a question.
Beautiful job, ladies.
Thank
I wanted
you.
to say
Thank
one
you,
more
Becca.
thing, is that when we were looking in Anna's yard, there are 3 different types of mint, and one of them did not look like regular mint. The spearmint looked completely different than the other 2 and one is fuzzy, and then the one was like in the picture that we showed, and they all had really beautiful flavors. So Hattie, I'm going to unmute, ask you. Oh, somebody did that. Thank you. Go ahead, Hattie.
Thank you. Boy, I'm so enjoying this discussion. You know,
Thank you, Hattie.
I'm very, so my question really is in terms of resources. Where would you recommend that we get the herbs to plant? Because I know you got to be real careful nowadays. So
You do.
where would
You do.
what would be a recommendation?
That's a really, really good question, Hattie, because there are places out there where you can get some super good herbs. The best is to grow your own, but if you can't, there's Medicinal Seeds is one company that I really like. All their herbs are organic. They're very careful about how they grow them. They are located, I think, over in the Oregon area. Medicinal Seeds is the name of it. That's one I really like. Where else? That's mostly where I would get my herbs. There's another one called, gosh, I can't think of the name off of it offhand. I should have had that available. Botanical, Pacific Botanicals is another. Pacific Botanicals. They also sell herbs, and they also are very careful about how they raise them. These are all U.S. companies. So those are two that I can mention. And
Awesome.
that's Pacific, like the ocean, Pacific Ocean,
Okay.
Pacific Botanicals.
Awesome.
I got my marching orders. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Hattie. And Mark, would you like to unmute and ask your question?
The cops?
There you are, Mark. We can hear you.
Cops.
Okay.
I think you were breaking up, Mark. I'm sorry. We had trouble hearing you.
No, he said what he wanted to say.
Okay.
He did.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that more than
You're welcome.
no.
But if people want to learn about more specific type of herbs, if they can let us know, I would be
Yes.
happy to share those with you. I'd like to kind of stick with those that we use for cooking or that are in our kitchen so that you always have them around. There
Mhm.
are many places to learn about herbs if you want to go into a deeper dive. So yeah, it's out there. There's Marilyn. Marilyn, you've got a
Yes, ma'am.
question?
Yes.
Yeah, I have a question about the turmeric root. Is it
Yeah.
important to have the root as opposed to the powder, like the bulk powder? Like if I
Oh
went
no,
and
they're both
grow-
good. They're both good. They're
No
absolutely both
difference.
good.
No
Well,
difference.
there could be a difference, but I use both. The powder is very convenient for making that morning drink. The root would take longer. I'd have to sit and peel it, slice it, simmer it for about 5 minutes. So it depends on what you're doing,
Is that
what
the
you're using it
procedure
for.
then with the root? You simmer it for 5 minutes?
Yeah, you would want this root, the rhizome, you're going to want to simmer it. Once you
Rhizome.
peel it, once you cut it really thin, then you're going to simmer it in about a cup or two of water. Depends on how much you're making. Yeah,
Excellent. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Marilyn.
Yeah, those are great questions. All your questions are really, really important because the more we understand, the more we'll use them. And the more that we use them, the more we're going to want to keep using them. We're going to see
Mhm.
that they were used as medicine for thousands of years before pharmaceuticals ever came on the scene. And we can go back to that, which makes it even healthier for us in so many ways.
Yes.
Albert has another question. What you like, Albert? I love talking with you.
Yeah, yeah, Sheri, the question that's come to mind again is, what's the best way to dry out turmeric and ginger and rhizomes like that?
Good question. I do have a dehydrator dehydrator. It's an
Yes.
Excalibur dehydrator. And you could slice it up thinly and put it on that and let it dehydrate for a number of days. And it's a very, it's not a high heat. It's just a very controlled lukewarm heat. And that will dehydrate it. I would do it that way if I was going to. I do that with, if I'm in a hurry and I want to get my herbs dried so I can store them, I'll put them in the dehydrator. And you can get some really nice dehydrators that have a timer on them, set them for the length of time you want it to do. Mine happens to be an Excalibur. Those are good, but there are other ones out there. And they have trays, mesh trays. You just put your herbs on there. And I'd slice it really kind of thin and put it on there.
Okay.
I've done ginger before. I haven't, no, I have not done ginger. I'm sorry. I have not done ginger. I have done some other things, but not turmeric or ginger. It's so convenient to buy the powder that I just do that. And I like to get good quality powder, so I'll look for one that's a real good quality and make sure it's just that in it and nothing else. So, yeah.
And do you have to
Yeah,
take the skin off
dehydrator
before you
machine.
dehydrate it?
Do I have to what, dear?
Take the skin off? Or do you?
Yes, I would. I would peel it because it'll be very bitter if you don't. So you take a small spoon and just peel off the peel. It comes off.
Okay.
And then just chop it really, kind of cut it kind of thin and lay it out and let it dry. Yeah,
Great.
I would.
South
Thanks for
Africa will
asking.
say, buy a donkey.
I don't know how to say that you're welcome in Afrikaans, but you're welcome.
Ask Rebecca, she knows.
I will.
Thank you.
She'll have to teach me.
Thank you, Albert.
Thanks.
And Rod, I think your hand was up earlier. Did you have a question or am I mistaken?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Pretty good.
Well, my question was the last list of everything that she was naming of the herbs. It sounds almost like the recipe. Now I'm just going to ask: do you think the nano balance is better for digestion or immune?
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you, Rod. You're echoey. Anybody hearing?
No, he was cutting out a little bit. If you could try again, Rod, that would be great.
Yeah.
All right, can you hear me better?
Yeah.
The last herb that you were naming sound like the recipe of nano balance. Do you think the nano balance is better for digestion or your immune system?
It's still cutting in and out. I apologize, Rod. You're
Yeah,
coming and going.
I think he said the one recipe that you were listing sounds like Nano Balance
Oh, yes, yes.
recipe.
We do have a product Longevity does called Nano Balance that's very similar. And it has Manuka honey in it, which is really good.
Can
Thanks
you
for
hear me
pointing
now?
that out. No.
We have to talk a little bit longer than that. Go ahead. Let's see. Okay. Thank you for
Okay.
trying, Rod.
Right.
We'll
Yeah,
have to
thanks.
come on earlier so we can check your sound next time for sure. Thank you. You were saying, Sheri, I'm sorry.
That's all right. That was wonderful.
That was really great, Sheri. Thank you so much. Is there, oh, it looks like Marilyn has her hand up. Go ahead, Marilyn.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Oops,
muted.
muted.
One more question. How do you get the menthol from the peppermint? Is it just there, or how does it work?
Well, you mean as far as an essential oil goes? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, you
Because I
don't.
haven't really studied deep in essential oils. How you would get it from the plant and put it in like a cold or hot infusion, it just goes out into the liquid that you're using. So it just disperses into it. That's one of the reasons why there's a question among herbalists whether it should be a hot infusion when you're dealing with peppermint or a cold infusion, because of it'll evaporate, those volatile oils will evaporate into the steam. So most people say, well, just put a plate over the cup so that it doesn't evaporate out. I think that's probably some wisdom to that. But yeah, it just, and you don't see it, it's in the steam. So you wouldn't really even notice it's so tiny. But it's very helpful, the menthol is in that plant.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. Great question, Marilyn. We
Yeah.
have some really good questions for sure. And it looks like we're out of time. So if all the co-hosts can come and join us, that would be super awesome. Sheri, thank you so very, very much. This was amazing. And I always love, excuse me, I always love hearing about herbs and how you can take something from your kitchen to make yourself better. I did have a friend whose brother was in the military, and when they would get the flu or something, they would make a very strong oregano tea. And they would, yeah, it was oregano, and they would drink that because it would help them get over it way faster than if they took medicine or just wrote it out. And sometimes you got to keep fighting. You got to keep doing what you're doing if you're in the military. And, you know, that, so God, when was that? That was one of the things that kind of sparked my interest in studying herbs, and I started learning. But you have so much knowledge, Sheri. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're
Yeah.
welcome. It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm so grateful. So when we're done, we're going to schedule your next one, and we will talk about eyesight. Harry, just for you.
Yes.
We'll talk about eyesight.
Just for Harry. Just for Harry.
Thank you so much. Okay, so my name is Ruth Ellen Sanchez, and I enjoyed being the host of today, Daily with Doc today for you. And this program is sponsored by dailywithdoc.com. And of course, this program was not meant to treat, diagnose, or cure any diseases. And if somebody invited you to this program, please get back with them so that they can talk to you and help you out with whatever you need. I want to thank you for that. So, of course, we have Sheri, who is also part of our tech crew. So she pulled double duty today. So thank you, Sheri, for that. And then we have Marilyn, who is Miss Speedy Fingers and has been typing in the chat. And I don't know what Zoom did to the chat, people. It's a little weird. And so if some of your questions didn't quite get answered or responded to, we have to figure out the new, I don't know what they did. But so thank you so much, Marilyn, for doing what you do, because it is a value. And if you're live on the Zoom, you get to experience what she does, and you can take screenshots of all of what she puts out. So thank you so much. And then we have Rod, who is out there on the different platforms, communicating and bringing questions in. And AJ says they changed it. He did. So thank you for that, Rod. Thanks for being out there and then helping Albert when he's busy doing something else and letting people in. And Albert, he is a gentleman. I just like, that's how I view him. He's also the warden and the bouncer, or whatever you want to say, but he's a true gentleman. And he's from down in South Africa. And thank you so much for being here. I love it. And I love Marty. He's here too, and he's awesome. And Albert is the guy who is going to answer the phone team if you call when we're all sleeping. And so we do have certified holistic health coaches waiting for calls. And that phone number is 855-949-3377. And we have AJ, who is our digital marketing director, and he helps get everything out into the world where it needs to be, and has pushed us to move forward in, getting on more platforms and doing different things. And there's too many things that he does to mention them all. So thank you for that, AJ. And if you have questions, AJ's got something to say.
And let's not forget the leader, Becca Dukes,
Yes.
who's on, but the camera's not on. And tomorrow's guest.
Oh, tomorrow's guest is Dr. Lisa Singletary, and she is going to be talking about bones and bone health. And I can't wait to see her presentation and listen to her speak. So make sure you show up for that, because she is an amazing doctor and we love her, and her knowledge is huge. It's just really huge. So I'm really looking forward to her being here. And then if you have questions, please email us at questions@dailywithdoc.com. And if you'd like more information about something, you can email us at info@dailywithdoc.com as well. And I want to thank you all for coming, and we look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. And I'm very much looking forward to Dr. Lisa, because this is going to be her first time on the show. So I can't wait to see what she does. So thank you so much, everybody. And thank you, team. And Rebecca Dukes, drive safely. We're rooting for you to get there quickly. All right. Thank you, everybody. Bye for now.
Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have a founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach.